How you going? Welcome to another instalment of Rob's Vegetable Garden. I'm just going to show you through the garden. It's the date today is the 27th of November 2011 and it's a special day. It's my son's birthday. Happy birthday, Yanni, and hope you have a wonderful day. I've had a wonderful day. But I'm just going to show you through the garden, and as you can see right through this part of the garden we've composted, or I've composted, and actually my daughter helped me compost a bit. And that's our lemon tree. It's a little lemon tree, but it's full of lemons, and I'm thinking of in the next season knocking the lemons off so it can get a bit bigger and a bit stronger. But it's growing very, very well. The olive trees are doing fantastic, and they're looking great. No olives on that tree this year. There was heaps of flowers, but they all just dried up and fell off. There is a few baby olives on this tree. I'll just show you that. If you look up there, I'll grab them. Can we see them? Yeah, you can see them there. Some baby olives coming along, but we won't get that many, nowhere near as many as last year. This is of course it's our summer garden that's in, and right here we have some tomatoes that I'm staking two ways. So I'm putting a stake on one, splitting it that side for one bit, and that side is going to go up this trellis. And I'm doing the same, of course, on these guys. As you can see, there's already a tomato on that one, so these tomatoes are growing well. And what was these tomatoes? Mighty Reds. They're Mighty Reds. That little mandarin tree has never done any good, but it's looking healthy at the moment, but it's just a dwarf. Not supposed to be a dwarf, by the way. I planted these tomatoes in today. That first one just right there is a cherry tomato. These are all, what are they called? Ox hearts. That's right, ox heart tomatoes. Through there, so I've got two, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take one limb that side, one this side, and as you can see I've got a trellis ready that we've put together. My dad helped me put those tops on, and I'm going to just put wire and probably some uprights coming up and down on those trellises, and another pack of tomatoes. I don't think you call them packs of tomatoes. What would you call them? Whatever. And down here, these are the tomatoes that I've got going on here. They're Roma tomatoes and oxheart. Our asparagus patch, which I've put a fair bit of compost over, doing really well. As you can see, there's an asparagus coming out of the ground right there. If you look right, there's an asparagus, and we've been cutting a lot of asparagus this year. Over here we have our capsicums, which these are last year's capsicums, and because we had them from last year, as soon as we put them in the ground again right here, I had them in pots in the glass house. See this glass house right there? Kept them in pots through the winter, kept them quite healthy. Replanted them again this summer, and they've already loaded with capsicums. Here's just one example, one right there. And it's only summer's just starting. And just as an example, if I had put capsicums in at the normal time, that's how big they'd be. So these are first year capsicums, and the ones over there were second year capsicums. So it's good to have both in the garden. That way you can reap them early off the second year ones. Now here's a new invention. I haven't seen anyone else doing this, but I'm sure there's people around the world that have already done this. These are grafted tomatoes, and you're not supposed to prune them, or so I'm told. And as you can see, I've caged them up with this really tall cage, and they're loving it. They're loving it. They're just booming in there, just like a bush. And of course I've made the holes big enough so I can easily put my hand in and grab the tomatoes. As we look down here, there's some really nice tomatoes there, and these things are nearly guaranteed to give you, you know, heaps and heaps, kilos on kilos of tomatoes. So I'm interested to see. This one at the front here is a Gross Lucy, and the one at the back is a Mighty Red, and they've both got these tubes of wire to grow in, and that way you don't have to stake them and all the trouble of staking, and tying and all that sort of stuff. I probably will have to tie them as they get along, you know, just to hold them, tie them against the edge, but generally you just leave them. Now over here we have some corn, and so that's a row of corn. I'm going to be putting another row there in next month, and I'm going to put another row there next year, so I'm going to have 3 rows so they're timed well. Over here we have potatoes in pots, and these are going really well. I started them with just a little bit of soil, about that much soil with a potato seedling in it, and they've sprouted, and you just add soil as they go along, and I've got 12 buckets and they're just all full of potatoes, which is fantastic. Here we've got a row of cucumbers and a row of zucchinis, and they're doing very, very well. And in January I'm going to put one more row of cucumbers through there and grow it up that trellis, if you can see it. And these cucumbers will grow up this trellis. So I hope you like Rob's garden, and I look forward to talking to you again. Have a great one.